Hello everyone, Ramya, Assistant Professor of CSE Department from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology, CS 3352, Foundation of Data Science, Unit 3, Topic Correlation Scatter Plots, Correlation Coefficient for Quantitative Data. Here, the correlation refers to a process for establishing the relationship between two variables. You learned a way to get a general idea about whether or not two variables are related. Is it to plot them on a scatter plot? While there are many measures of association for variables which are measured at the ordinal or higher level of measurement, correlation is the most commonly used approach. There are three types of correlation: positive correlation, negative correlation, no correlation. Positive correlation means when the values of two variables move in the same direction so that an increase or decrease in the value of one variable is followed by an increase or decrease in the value of the other variable. Next one is negative correlation. When the values of the two variables move in the opposite direction so that an increase or decrease in the value of one variable is followed by decrease or increase in the value of the other variable. No correlation when there is no linear independence or no relation between the two relationships. Next one is construction of scatter plots. Here a scatter plot is a graph containing a cluster of dots that represents all pairs of scores. In other words, scatter plots are the graphs that represent the relationship between two variables in a data set. It represents data points on a two-dimensional plane on a Cartesian system. That means the independent variable or attribute is plotted on an x-axis. The independent variable is plotted on the y-axis. Use each pair of scores to locate a dot within the scatter plot. In this graph, it shows the positive, negative or little or no relationship. That means in the positive relationship, it is note that tilt or slope if any of a dot cluster. Here the dot cluster that has a slope from the lower left to the upper right in the panel. The next one is a dot cluster that has a slope from the upper left to the lower right in the panel B. The last one is little or no relationship. It shows the dot cluster that lacks any apparent slope as in panel. The next one is perfect relationship. A dot relation cluster that equals a straight line reflects a perfect relationship between the two variables. Next one is collinear relationship. That means a dot cluster approximates a straight line and therefore reflects a linear relationship. It is not always the case. Sometimes a dot cluster approximates a bent or curved line is shown in the graph. The next one is the correlation coefficient R. It is the summary measures that describes the extent of the statistical relationship between two interval or ratio level variables. Here we have some properties of R. That means the correlation coefficient is scaled so that it always between -1 and +1. When R is close to 0, this means that there is little relationship between the variables, and further away from 0 is either in the positive or negative direction, the greater the relationship between the two variables. The sign of or indicates the type of linear relationship, whether positive or negative. The numerical value of R without regard to sign, it indicates the strength of the linear relationship. A number with a plus sign indicates a positive relationship and number with a minus indicates a negative relationship. Next one is commutation formula for R. These are the set of formulas for calculate a value for R by using the following computation formula. That means correlation coefficient R equal to SPXY divided by root of SSX SSY. Likewise, we have the formulas for sum of squares terms in the denominator, the sum of the product term in the numerator. The formulas here represents where n is the number of information, sigma s is the total of the first variable value, sigma y is the total of the second variable value, sigma x y is the sum of the product of first and second value, sigma x square is the sum of squares of the first value, sigma y square is the sum of the squares of the second value. Thank you.